Welcome back to Strength Coaches Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Just quickly checking in before the start of this podcast to let you know that we are now offering the first month on the training app is free, and that is exclusive to our podcast listeners. Inside our training app, we have a bunch of programs and programming streams, things like power building for those looking to get jacked, get strong, but also lose some weight and actually train with some high volume in the gym. We also have power lifting, high and moderate frequency, as well as a bunch of strength and conditioning or hybrid style programs. As well as all the programs, we also have a bunch of educational videos, things like anatomy, nutrition, lifestyle, recovery. All of these things are built into the app to make sure that you are equipped with the understanding and knowledge needed to continue to push your training past your initial limits. And I just want to let you know that the entire experience is completely free. Free programming, free education, and free access to us in the Discord for form check and any questions you have related to training. Use the code PODCAST through the first link down below. Otherwise, let's get into the show. Welcome back to Strength Coaches Podcast, number 80, boys. We're closing in. We're closing.
Charts. I thought you were about to say number one in the hearts.
Oh, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Fuck, I forgot that. No, episode 80. We're closing in on the illustrious 100.
Do you think we'll get to 1,000?
I think we'll get to 1,000. I don't think we're going to stop.
That'll take 15.
How many years will that take?
50 episodes a week, 52. Say 50
That's
a year.
20 years.
50 a
All
year.
right, I don't think we're going to get to 1,000.
Let's commit.
Podcast in 2045.
20 years. How old will you boys be?
Let's do a blood oath.
I'll be 50.
Live, huh?
I will be 50.
Go commit.
Get the knives out.
Yeah, let's get the knives out.
It's handshake, a communal
blood pact.
four-way.
It's done.
Fuck.
I'll be 50 in 20 years' time. That's crazy.
Shit. What are we doing at 50?
That will be. You'll be over the hump by then.
Maybe we'll get to number one on the charts. by then.
It's just downhill from
Maybe
there.
I'll be in Ibiza. I'll own a solarium. I'll have veneers by then, for sure.
Gold chains.
Gold chain.
Heaps of tattoos.
Minimum 2 buttons. No, I don't know.
I don't see you getting
I reckon I'll
tattoos.
stay clean skin
I don't see you
forever,
getting tattoos.
but I'll only have like 2 to 3 buttons buttoned up at any time.
Linen shirt?
Potentially. Linen. What's the other one now? It's a new one. Crochet shirt. You seen that?
Bit of texture.
Bit of texture.
Oh, yeah. They look like Nonna's curtains.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Bit of breathability.
Yeah, those like doily-looking things.
What do you reckon you'll be at 50?
Playing golf.
True.
I reckon,
Yeah.
Charlie?
very easy way to look at it is just look at your dad, and that'll be you.
You reckon?
Bit different though.
Bit different.
Then Dad don't like the same shit at all though.
My dad
Your
was...
dad likes a lot of car stuff,
Yeah.
similar to my dad, but not so much. But just like
So you're
like
gonna
your
get
dad,
into
but
cars.
not like your dad loves riding. You won't ride, but your riding will be the golf.
Yeah, my dad was also like a
dad's addicted to
work
riding.
fiend, like just loved carpentry, like was just...
No, there's obviously
Hands.
differences, but I'm like just to get a general idea.
I don't think this is working.
I don't feel like there's
I don't
any
know.
similarities, man. What are you fucking talking about?
I don't know. I don't think I'll be the same as Dad.
So tell me your differences between you and your dad. What will be different? Let's look at Big Paulie B.
Charlie, it's not going to work.
How would you be different?
I actually don't. I just think we're very different people.
Yeah, so so tell me how you're different.
We're just very different. Like our just everything. Our temperament's completely different.
You don't like cars?
I don't like
Dad
cars.
used to jab. You don't jab.
My dad used to jab. Shouts out, Dad. But it's all right. Yeah. Like there's a few key differences.
So what will you be like a few?
My dad did a burnout. My dad did a burnout in the Oakley Church car park, and then the priest gave my grandmother a Bible because they thought he was a Satanist.
My dad used to do burnouts.
I've never done a burnout before, so that's how.
No
we're
one thinks you're a
different.
Satanist.
No one thinks I'm a Satanist.
I don't know. We're talking about fucking cutting our hands and handshaking.
Blood oaths.
Apparently,
my relationship with the church is solid.
Apparently, Monster is satanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, man.
Oh, everything is so
the
Rihanna.
It's the beast.
That is the 666.
The beast.
And it's that in some language means 666.
No, but also it says like fucking ultra beast. What does it say? Unleash the beast.
the monster.
What's the beast?
Unleash the beast.
Satan.
Lil Nas X is a Satanist too.
Yeah. Got
all-
blood in his shoes.
Yeah, they're all
Satanic culture.
Mate,
They're
Satan
all
was just a
Satanists.
fallen angel. People forget that.
Oh, also, man, you got rinsed in the Discord for breathing too heavily in the microphone, man. What have you been doing?
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
that. He was
I'll tell you why.
anxious.
My ribs and everything have never felt so good. So I was like really just enjoying my inhales and exhales without pain.
Yeah,
Maybe just do
everyone
that and
else
just
is
like-
enjoying them too. Fucking straight in their ear holes, mate.
You've said some weird shit in your life. I reckon that would definitely.
No,
have to
you
be
guys.
up
I've
to-
told you about the fuck whatever pain I used to get there, and it hurt. So I'd inhale and it hurt, and exhale, and now it's just I've been doing a lot of back work, been doing the rotation. It's feeling good, and I was just enjoying it.
No, you know what? I respect that. Time is money.
You know, with your knees. Remember when you couldn't like your knees? It's like stabbing. That's what my rib felt like.
Yeah.
So I'm just enjoying breathing again,
Nice.
pain free.
That's literally what it was.
It was fucking mad. I was like, man, it's one of those things. Until it's been taken away from you, you never fully understand.
Breathing was taken away from you.
The pain-free breathing.
Pain-free breathing.
Pain-free breathing. But it's good. It means I can bench without pain. It's nice.
Are you benching without pain?
Yeah.
Do you get any of that neck stuff that you used to get?
No, it's been really good. I think, honestly, my biggest downfall with all that was the lack of back training. When I started with Bryce...
So Elite FTS was right. You got a bench.
Well, I don't know. The RTS sort of models, they put very little, but they might put one back exercise in. It's very like 3 exercises a day, and then like one might be a back, or there might be no back work. And then I don't know, because that was one of my first exposures, I sort of just
Adopted it.
and you don't realize you're being influenced in that way, and it just sort of became this unconscious bias. Oh, I'm not going to put back work in. And I honestly think, because I've been hammering my back again, probably around 10 sets a week.
Yeah, you've been activating, haven't you?
I've been activating. I've been doing I'd say about 10 sets a week of actual back work. Really only doing like 2 or 3 exercises. The one arm seated rows and half kneeling face pulls. And I've been using the
face pulls.
The row machine too.
Is full
Oh, the mid row?
The mid row, yeah. Doing the one up. Like, you know how we used to do a lat?
Yeah.
That lat focused row. I like that. We used to do that back in the day
At Hammer House.
Bentley Fitness Centre.
The answer to life's biggest problems is back and tricep training.
Train your back.
According to Elite FTS, I love it. It's just like every article you read, every single article. Just heavy triceps,
Heavy back.
Board
and
press.
heavy rows.
They love
always.
board press.
We need to revisit just the whole conversation of JM. I saw a picture of that cunt in his day. He is huge. He was a fucking weapon.
JM Blakely?
Him
Yeah.
standing there with like a stringer and like a belt. He was a fucking animal. Like
Yeah.
just...
Now, can you kind of
insane.
see why when we made the thing of the JM press, everyone's like, look at these pencil necks.
That's still going viral on YouTube.
Still doing the rounds?
That JM
the
press.
reel, the JM press reel. So our most, so on YouTube, on one of the analytics you can get is what most people are landing on your page from what they've searched, and it's JM press.
JM press.
Is the most common
Well done, Charles.
person to land on our page
Some of the JM press.
is looking for JM press stuff. So we now are the JM press
Did you have a
guys.
big back?
JM press
JM had a
haters.
big back.
Everything.
Big back. Big back. JM had a big back. But to
had a
finish my
big
point, wrap
everything.
it up, makes sense when you're benching heavy weight. You got, start hitting some big numbers and you're going, all that load's going straight through your shoulders into your back, and you've got piss weak back muscles.
Strengthen the system, baby.
Kind of makes sense.
I think it feels nice to move the upper body in some different patterns, which back
yeah.
training, I think, opens up a lot of that,
Yeah.
whether it's one arm
Dorian
or cables
Yates.
or shit like that. Yeah.
Dorian Yates, big back.
Yeah. I'll tell you something about a back. My back's been feeling fried from
Benching.
So
Interference effect.
last week was the first.
It's real.
Last week was the first week where I benched into a run. And I've never felt a back pump like the run at the end. I almost couldn't use. You were in the car. with me.
This guy was. Firstly, we got to the track, me, Jamie, and Michael, our little run club. And Jamie goes, "If you guys weren't here, I would have gone home because it started raining a bit." So big props to your character
Mate,
there.
community.
But yeah, and then you were on the ground. You were fucked.
I was wrecked.
I've never seen anyone like.
But I was moving, wasn't I?
You were moving.
I was moving.
To be honest,
I was moving.
To be honest, we all look. I've thought about it. We're slow. We look slow because like even when you run some good numbers a lot relative to me, but even when you run, you look. So I'm like, imagine what I look like.
Oh, yeah.
You look.
You run really upright, I noticed. You're like a Mario character. You're really upright and your legs are just like rotating underneath.
Yeah, to be honest, torso still. You're trying to carry the torso
You
through
look like
space
Paper
horizontally.
Mario. If anyone knows what Paper Mario looks like when he runs, that's what Charlie looks like. when he runs.
Horizontal. You want to keep the torso still.
I think of like, say, the push pull run after movie, and there's all this like hardcore lifting and some like decent weights getting moved, and you see all these big idiots, just
Running slow.
with like just running slow, and it doesn't look. If you just put that in slow motion, then it'll look epic. No one can know how slow we're actually moving.
Running, yeah.
I saw myself run for the first time because as I left the house, Victoria's filmed me out the window for like 5 seconds, and I saw that video. I'm like, holy shit, that's not a nice sight. Like, fucking hell.
No, so I was
I
at
want
the
someone
track
to film
yesterday.
me.
Take your flippers off.
I was doing my speed session, and it's like 4 150s, and you run them pretty fast. And like I ran the first one, I'm like, I feel like I'm moving.
It's always
Like,
the way. The first
I feel
one,
like
man.
I'm moving. And then like I ran the second one, and I can see my shadow. I can see my I can see my shadow on the track. I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And I looked at the numbers afterwards. I'm like, oh, you know what? Like pretty quick for me, fast to run or prep. And then I see James Cannuli, he's a gym member here. And he posted his 400 repeats in the Discord, and he ran like he's slated to run a sub 5 minute mile, and he ran every one of his 400s with like less than half the rest I was having at faster paces than I was running those 150s.
Yeah, he's running. He ran 8 400-meter
We
efforts
put him in his place last night.
below 75 seconds.
No, we just let him because he's talking about lapping everyone.
Yeah.
How he's like, and he's lapping. And then I walked over and I was like, I'll make you a deal. How about you got to out deadlift my bench? And he probably will. But then we're like, Craig Allen will out bench your deadlift. He's like, I'll do 195. I'm like, Craig Allen will probably beat that. What will Craig Allen actually bench? He could do something like that, 190, 195.
Sure.
180, 190.
So that's when Jamie's like, see,
His
it all,
bench is flying. I don't know the rate of his progress with his bench. Who knows what?
Jamie goes, see, it all comes back around. You'll be lapping people, they'll be beating you.
Yeah, I don't want to be in his flight. I'm going to get lapped.
No,
I've
he
got to accept
asked.
it.
He wants to lap Charlie, so I'm gonna pair them up together.
I asked.
have to be.
No, I said he's gonna. I was all for. I'm like, you're gonna lap me. It's just maths.
Yeah, once in our head, then in reality, it's going to happen.
So
just
if
maths.
you run 7 minutes and
He'll
he runs
surely
5
lap
minutes,
me.
2 minutes, yeah.
because he's doing his.
He might even get you twice.
No, you can't get me twice. He's doing. I'd have to do 10 minutes for him.
But mathematically, like how long? What is
He
it
can't get
for
me
5
twice.
5 minute?
He'd get him on the last lap.
Is
Give me on the last lap.
You'd get him on the last lap.
How long does it take to run a 5 minute, 400 and 5 minute mile? What, 75 seconds? So it is?
5 minute mile
I
is
think it's 75.
75
About
minutes,
that.
15 on each lap.
Yeah.
And then for me to do the 7 minute, I think it's a minute 45.
Yeah, okay. So if you ran 7:30, you'd lap you twice. But if you ran 7 minutes,
No, not 7:30. You can't lap me twice 7:30.
yeah.
No, I'd have to do 10 minutes for him to lap me twice.
I don't know what the answer
You
is.
have to.
yet,
You'd
but-
have to.
don't know, we'll
I'd
do the
have
math
to.
after.
I'd have to go half as slow as him. So if he does a 5 minute mile, I have to do a 10 minute mile for him to lap me twice.
That's quick math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
She's
rich
on
with
Survivor.
That's one. You're good with the percentages too. I always sit there for 45 minutes doing this.
Tell you one thing that Charlie's got a very good memory for years. Like he'll just be like, yeah, that happened in 2012. I'm like, what? He'll just like there'll be a random conversation. And I'm like, oh, remember when someone brought that up? He's like, yeah, 2016. I was like, what?
No, so
He just knows every year.
you got those. I work really. Yeah, so I've got like time stamps. So even when I go on like holidays and stuff, I've like timed everything. Like I've got everything like I don't know. I work just-
Organised.
yeah, just the way I don't know how to explain it. It's some
Your brain's
level
got a
of
filing
autism.
cabinet.
Well, it's some level. It is like that. I don't know. I just timestamp everything. Timestamp.
Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
it's that skill that doesn't do
And
anything.
it's at the point now where I don't doubt it anymore. Like I'm just like, oh yeah.
Well, it's like my brother with his like he just movie quotes and facts.
Yeah.
Like you just, you know, like you haven't
trivia.
watched the movie for 10 years, you can't remember like Dodgeball, and he'll just start reeling every line off. I'm like, how the fuck do you remember that?
Yeah, there's a lot of
It's
people like
impressive.
Simpsons. There's those
Apparently,
Simpsons.
Jamie Foxx is like just with, he's like one of the most talented performers, just everything. So we see
fact.
That's a great fact. We see the movies, but like apparently he can dance. He's just comedy,
I was
like
expecting
everything.
to have like one like weird skill.
Yeah. Like, what's his weird fucking fun
Timestamping.
fact?
Timestamping.
Why did you bring that up?
I don't know. I was just talking about how everyone's got.
What year did you find out about Jamie
I
Foxx?
reckon he's a Satanist. You can't have that many skills. He's made a deal with the devil.
Have you heard?
Surely.
Have you heard what happened with?
Surely.
Is it Good Friday, the movie with Ice Cube?
Just Friday.
Friday. Yeah. Friday. So apparently they're going to do a
Next
reboot.
Friday. There's next
Friday,
Friday. as well.
next Friday, Friday after next,
Yeah.
and they're doing another one.
Oh well, the next one they're going to redo it. They rebooted it. They offered him $12 million. Jamie Foxx. He said no because he doesn't want to smoke weed on camera anymore because of religious stuff. Religious is a cross straight to Satan. Maybe he's a Satanist.
Oh.
Jamie
Check the
Foxx
docs.
is a Satanist.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, but it's called the Devil's Lettuce for a reason.
But man, is he talented.
Man, is he
Fuck,
talented.
he's talented.
You got to watch
Slow
one
jams.
of Danny McBride's Righteous Gemstones, the new one that he's done. Because
Uncut Gems.
no, I wish. Righteous Gemstones, because they're a religious family and they're like got a chip. But then there's like this character that they've saved from the Satanists. It's just funny. It's you gotta watch it. I gotta watch the trailer. You gotta watch it.
This movie, you just gotta watch it.
It's a TV show. It's a TV show.
I got absolutely, you get something from an explanation, like a bit of imagery from it. I got flat nothing from that.
Charlie's had no creatine today.
Is it Danny McBride?
It's in there. I've been taking it.
Is it Danny McBride?
Yeah, Danny McBride.
I love him.
It's funny.
He's
So
so
he did
good.
Righteous Gemstones. It's funny.
Him in Pineapple Express is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. He's Eastbound and Down. Everything. So Eastbound and Down, then he did Vice Principals, and then Righteous Gemstones.
I've only seen Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and
Pineapple
Down.
Express.
Hilarious.
Vice Principals is funny too, and then Righteous Gemstones. Yeah, they're all funny.
funny.
He's a good actor. He's just comedy.
He's a funny guy.
He's a comedy.
What do you reckon his thoughts on Satan are?
I reckon he'd be right. He'd be down on it. He'd be
Wait, down with Satan?
No,
or
he'd just be like
anti-Satan?
across it all. Like, yeah,
They
he's
thought
across it.
Rihanna's
Yeah,
halftime show at the Super Bowl was satanic.
Yeah, Rihanna's a straight up Satanist, bro.
Red
Well,
and
she's officially a billionaire. I think anyone that hits billionaire
She
status,
is
you may as well. You're in the
I
Illuminati.
think she's the most wealthiest.
Female performer.
Yeah, like she beat because we were like Deuce and I
Beyonce.
were talking who's the
No.
goat beyond because she's got a makeup company.
Yeah.
So we were like, who's the goat of
Who's the goat?
of that sort of rhythm and blues era or whatever.
Oh my God. Girl, how old are you? Soul music.
What do you want to call it? Whatever that
R&B?
R&B.
no one's
R&B and
rhythm and
pop,
blues
yeah.
since the 60s.
Anyway, we're like, who's the goat? I said,
What
so
are you young whippersnappers listening to?
See, but I would still think Rhiannon is. No, sorry, Beyonce.
the worst segment of the podcast ever.
Rihanna needed a good Friday. She's
Rhiannon.
I know, I fucked everything up there. I haven't had any creatine. I fucked everything up. I would still say Beyonce is because I feel like more of Beyonce's money and success has come from the actual music.
That's
Whereas
Deuce and I said the exact same thing. I said initially, I would put Beyonce as the goat of that era of music and just as a female artist. But then we looked up their wealth, and because of her makeup,
yeah, she's done it in business though.
Fendi makeup. So just as a
You just have to go to record sales. Who's record sales
Yeah.
streams? Who's
I reckon
winning
Taylor
that?
Swift
Look,
might have
it's
all of them
Fenty.
covered.
Fenty.
It's
Correct.
Fenty, which is weird to me.
Fentanyl.
Considering,
Satan, Satan, man.
Satan.
They're all rubbing fentanyl on their face.
She's trying to corrupt the youth of today.
Look, either or, both of them have done very well for themselves.
I think it's
Yeah.
actually Mariah
Hold
Carey.
Rhiannon
who
and
might be up there
Beyonce.
too.
Beyonce.
She's got the most fucking
Jay-Z, he's all right.
Beyonce.
Jay-Z.
So you'd look at Destiny's Child. Beyonce won that breakup.
Yeah,
Kelly
She was
Rowland-
always the lead, though.
Kelly Rowland. Okay, she's got a couple singles. You know who she is. Who was the
We're
third
back
one?
to
There
female.
was actually 4 at one stage. Though.
Was there 4?
It was
Michelle.
Can you handle
not
it?
Michelle Bridges.
Beyonce. Can you
Michelle
handle
Bridges the
it?
biggest loser one? It wasn't Michelle Bridges.
Michelle Bridges is definitely
Mel
a
B.
B.
It was definitely Michelle.
B.
She's just Michelle.
Spice Girls.
If
I
she was
listened to
famous,
Lu-
we'd know her
I
surname.
listened to Lose My Breath on the way to the gym the other day.
good one.
That's a cracker.
Good one.
Who's
Soldier. Lil Wayne. Destiny's Child. bro.
Destiny's Child. I need a soldier. Gonna stand up for me.
Yeah, the rhythm and blues. It's good music, that one.
That was like me regressing back to like.
I think Taylor Swift
50-year-old
would
off the
have
boat
both of
chop.
them covered.
I reckon
but
Taylor
albums
Swift or
are-
Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
50.
but
She's
she's a gimp.
Taylor Swift.
Not a fan.
I don't know, not a fan.
I like some of her songs.
I don't.
She's a good storyteller.
She's a good story. Tell stories.
Tells a good story.
22. I'm feeling 22. Last one when you were 22.
Beyonce, she had the greatest film clip of all time.
She did.
Which one?
I'm gonna let you finish.
You
didn't get it, it's right.
interrupted her.
Single ladies.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't
get
understand
it.
the rhythm and blues music.
Where were you in 2008?
Well, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, it was back before your time.
So yeah, my lower back has been really pumped when I've been running after.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
I think that's how we got
How
there.
did we get there?
I think it's. Don't question
How
it.
did we get from? Because you were telling the story.
So we went.
It's something to do with a blood ooth.
About Satan.
It would have been a Satanist joke, and then we got into Beyonce, and then then we got into Rhiannon, and then it was
So your lower back.
Rihanna. Fuck, you fucked me as well.
Danny Mc. Danny.
I don't know. Anyway,
It is
your
what
back
it
was
is.
pumped. So
I
you
think we
extended
have
as
to run.
nuts.
with the back pump. I think you have to. It's specificity for push-pull run. So I reckon so many people are going to come in, forget like the pacing issue. I think just coming off a max deadlift,
it's going to be
into a max effort run.
Yeah.
The low back is there's going to be a few extended beasts.
I think a few people are underestimating that. We were talking about it in the gym the other day, and I go, you guys are going to. Like, think about how you feel after a powerlifting comp when you tested all three. It's gonna be fuck. Like,
So
it's not gonna. It's gonna be. You're gonna feel.
Charlie needs to put in his once weekly. I reckon some of these people are going to be ready for the run every week.
Mate,
empowering coach
I'm
the gym
telling
floor.
ya.
Hey guys, I'm telling you,
You're ready.
I
don't think you're ready.
They're my competition. They're my competition.
you're all in strife, boys.
You're underestimating me.
Have you run straight after deadlifts?
I did last week. Yeah.
How'd you feel?
I feel alright. Done it a few times now.
I did it last night. It's oddly satisfying.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
What about it was
I
satisfying?
think I'm weird. I don't know, just sustaining the low back pump the whole time. I think I was a bit extended through the mid.
You just let into
I pulled the ribs down harder, and it still did nothing. My back was fucked the whole time.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to embrace this. And
I
then I
don't
finished
get
the
any of
session, and it was mad.
That's because you're running upright.
It's because you're aligned.
I figured it out, mate.
Paper Mario.
I figured it out. No back pumps. I got a secret.
Yeah, the back pumps happen when you run faster than 6 minutes 30. That's the threshold for back
I've been
pumps.
running 6:30. Easy.
No, see, here's
It's
the
like
thing
when
though.
people say, "Oh, I don't get sore after training." It's like, yeah, because you haven't gone anywhere close
in
to
training.
failure. Like you're not actually training. That's you. You're not getting back pumps because you're not actually running.
I'm a fellow slow runner, but I find in my like warm up 10 minutes or 1K or whatever it is, I feel the back pump. But then once I've gone through that, it kind of subsides, and then for the faster stuff, I don't feel it. But those first 10 minutes, I'm like, fuck, all I feel
reckon
is lower back.
you're not extending through your hips properly, so then you're extending through your back.
Yeah, because yeah, probably because I'm not a runner.
So he needs to activate his glutes more, and then he wouldn't have this problem.
Sleeping giants.
They're
I've
dormant.
not heard that in so long. What episode of the podcast are we on?
80,
I think.
80.
And I've not heard Sleeping Giants once.
You can use the code podcast in the first link down below to get access to all of our training programs, power building, specialization phases, powerlifting, strength and conditioning, and hybrid, as well as a whole heap of education related to nutrition strategies, non-tracking nutrition strategies. You don't have to track calories. Also recovery, anatomy, biomechanics, as well as overall training philosophy. The code for your first free month on the training app is podcast, and you can find it through the first link down below.
That's amazing.
Sleeping giants. Is that? I swear when we first came into the industry, I used to hear
That was always
sleeping giants. Got to activate them.
Activate, yeah, pancake ass.
And then like see all these girls doing the mini bands full extended.
Yeah, they're just like, everyone's like arching their back.
All
doing
low
stuff.
back.
I think back to some of the
Trends.
trends, but even I remember we had the client. She was adamant you had to wake her glutes up.
I feel like it's still
It's still there.
It's Christian Woodford.
Or had to wake.
He
her
was
up.
part of it.
I think he was it.
No, it was more than just Woody, I think. He definitely
Did you
pushed
see
it
his reel the other day?
The one-
People are messaging me now. You know how I said, are people going to think he's serious?
Yeah.
I had multiple people message
Nah,
me.
he's serious.
I think he's serious.
I don't think he's serious.
No, so you two
Way to
sarcastic dogs.
ruin a gag.
Couple of dogs over here. Oh, people
Don't explain the joke,
he's
man.
not
Like,
serious.
I know.
Anyway, but yeah, I've like people have started thinking because he was like, what was he saying? He's like sloppy and slow.
Oh no, there's a reel coming out. There's a reel coming out. I got to see it behind. I've got
so
I've got
funny.
Connect. This next reel is easily one of the funniest
Wait,
things.
from
I've ever
which camp?
seen. Woodford Camp.
From Woodford
Gonna
Camp.
play it.
We've got a
You
man
can
on the
watch
inside.
it. You can't watch it live on it.
Yeah,
When's the
live.
reel coming out?
You Charlie Anastasios, I'm gonna fucking beat the fucking shit out of you. All you motherfuckers are powerlifters, that's fine. I'm running to beat the shit out of you. You can't call me fucking old. I'm fucking sick of it. It's firing me up. I'm coming after you. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with the push-pull run. Beat the shit out of you. Don't say it to him. We're gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And Paulzilla, you shut your mouth, Paulzilla. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you too.
The music in the background.
Oh my
They put it on every motivational TikTok video ever.
You got to send it to me. I'll overlay it in the podcast so people can watch it. We're entering like Joe Rogan spec. Pull that up for us, Donnie. Like,
Maybe we will get to 1,000. All we're gonna do is make a deal with the devil. We'll exchange each other's blood, and we'll get there.
Sorted.
Well,
Easy.
let's be honest. Are we going to stop anytime soon? No.
Charlie, what are you doing there? Breathing, burping.
No, I was
You just do this. You just turn away. That's how you do
Clear my
it.
throat.
If you're gonna vomit, don't vomit on the mic.
Are we going to stop? That's the answer. So, look,
Man, as soon as we said 1 a week is 20 years, that made me realise I don't think we're going to be doing
How
this
many
for
cloud
30
tours do you
years.
reckon we get done?
forget 20 years, but like,
Cloud tour to Dubai.
as long as we're doing this job, I think we're going to keep doing one
Yeah,
a week.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's fair.
So in 20 years, will we be doing this job? What? That's when I get. That's sometimes I get a bit. Ooh, what's happening? What's going to happen in 20 years time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Surely,
AI.
there'll be a jet ski garage or something.
There has to be a jet ski. If we failed, if we don't have a jet ski by 50,
yeah. I think AI will probably take most people's jobs, and then the government's just going to give everyone a stipend.
Universal
and then
basic.
we go full communist.
Do you
Okay.
reckon we'll make it to 50? I reckon the AI they'll gain sentience by then,
Yeah.
and they'll have super weapons. Then we're all fucked.
We're going to
I
go
reckon-
retreat to the bush.
I don't know. I reckon we're
Bunkers.
screwed.
Let's make a bunker here under the
years.
factory.
I'm gonna start stockpiling fucking canned mackerel and just get ready.
Non-perishable
Would you rather?
goods.
Would you rather bunker? Like I think of what's the show? Not the show.
fight.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
Last of Us. Say not zombies. They're not zombies. All right. If zombies get you, you're screwed.
Fungus.
Fungus.
The clickers. That show's fucked.
I
Cordyceps.
haven't seen the show, but I played the game during COVID, and I remember the clickers.
Man, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucked.
Like they're just walking, and then you just hear all the clicking going on.
And it comes out of their fucking. So the clicking is it's because they're
Echo.
because they're blind. That's how they create picture by
Like a bat.
yeah. It's sound and like
The vibrations.
sound
and then they're fucking
reverberation.
and they're trying to
that.
figure out where the fuck everything is.
Marco Polo.
That's what they're doing.
I have no idea what this show is that you're talking about.
That's all right. Hey, you
Last
connected
of
the
Us.
dots. Charlie did a better explanation of that one
Danny
than
Mc-
his trailer for Danny McBride.
Danny McBride's in it. It's great.
He's a funny guy.
He's a
He
funny
was
guy.
on Vice Principals.
Wait.
Was that
Pedro
one?
Pascal. He's a good actor.
Jamie Foxx is a fucking talented too.
I like Pedro Pascal.
Does he have any talents?
Pedro Pascal? I don't know.
He's just a fantastic
He's just
actor.
an actor.
Everyone's saying he's the new DILF. Like he's like the new like sex symbol for like middle-aged men.
He's a good man.
You were saying something about
Yeah.
the show.
Oh yeah, no. I was just
zombies,
asking,
AI.
What would you rather?
would you rather like if you bunker down, you got to know that the world's fucked after. There's going to be no one there, or would you just go and just die on your sword, sort of thing?
Dinosaur.
Die on your sword. What do you
Bunker.
reckon? Bunker.
Bunker.
Charles.
Bitch.
So there's those,
There's
those-
We'll get to reasoning in a
there's
second.
those two characters in The Last of Us that bunker down. They seem to live a good life, so
You reckon? Do you think that's a good lie?
they were happy. They were just kicking it.
Oh, the two gay guys
yeah.
in the compound.
Yeah. They were just he was in his house.
He had a lot of resource. He wasn't bunkering down. He had like a bloody neighborhood to himself.
underground.
man.
He had an underground fucking he had a bunker in the house. He was living in the house. But he had
I
it all
would not
fenced up.
say that he was bunkered down.
I'm thinking like, what's
Well, he
that?
was bunkered down in his house,
Man.
but not bunkered under the ground.
He had his whole like neighborhood fenced off and had like
That's more than a
access to like gardens and shit. Like that's not bunkering down. This podcast room. You live in this podcast room with non-perishable goods.
Oh, I don't want to bunker in this.
Well, that's what bunkering is, man.
So no, it's you bunker first, and then at some point you come out
Because
after the world's
I'm
fucked.
thinking like,
yeah.
you know,
Because you got to get some mackerel from somewhere after. Like,
you're gonna run out of mackerel. You're gonna run out of mackerel. I'm thinking like Bird Box. They bunker for a while, let things like settle a bit, and then they go, and then they fucking try find where the other people are. and
Yeah,
shit.
so what
If you
I'm
go
saying
straight
is-
out, as soon as it all happens, if you go bloodbath, whereas you got to hold off for a bit and then go out.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, could you? Like, I don't know if I could be fucked. There's going to be like 45
Fair.
people. What we're going to repopulate the earth?
Bouz, you and I, we'll go. We'll go
Yeah,
fight.
We'll go
You'll
there.
fight. I'll repopulate the earth. They'll be called Didierians.
I'll hold the gun to the side. Couples, maybe I'll pop one of those clickers in their head, and then I'll just get taken
This
out.
is
With some 50-cent planes.
For the last, yeah.
it's Graham Hancock's theory. The advanced civilization.
You better have an explanation here, because none of us do.
No, so the theory is that there was an advanced civilization
Yeah.
greater than the hunter gatherer, but with that flood that happened, 95% of population was wiped out. And
Noah's
that the
Ark?
No, Noah's Ark. No.
That's where the story comes from.
That's where that. So this is where like all those biblical stories. There's true in sense like the like it's like mythology almost. But yeah, so 95% and the people that survived with the hunter gatherer, and that's what sprouted the earth to us today. And then the next one will be the AI, and then resprout. Those few people, the Didierians, will
I'm gonna be the one that
beat the
resprouts.
AI and resprout the earth.
The Didierians. What are What would you instill in the population if you were in charge?
A love of canned fish.
I was about to say, just pescatarianism.
Canned fish, pescatarianism,
He's just whacking everyone with a trout.
and deadlifts. And you
Whenever
have
you
to
drain from the
deadlift.
tuna can, that's what he blesses you with.
Just clicking.
May the power of fish compel you. you dogs.
Honestly, I wouldn't I wouldn't want to like become the fucking leader of the new civilization. I just want to be around and then just live my life.
yeah, but
out.
what if you have to?
No,
Why would
you
you
are
have
the
to?
leader.
Why would you have to,
Because
though?
you chose to bunker down and repopulate.
I must be selfish and just live by myself, live my
Nomad.
fucking 80 years.
So it's your fault everyone dies.
100%. I'll be the reason. I'll be the last chance. Like, let the AI
You're
have
a
it.
Satan, aren't you? Satanist.
Nomadic. No, well, this is the thing with the collapse of society might mean the collapse of the infrastructures that we know. So then we might just end up. He might just end up with these nomadic people all around.
Like a gypsy.
Would you still train?
Life is training when you're living like that.
Well, you know what? There'd be a lot of other. I feel like
doing my farmer's carries. What happens?
there'd be a lot of other stresses.
I'll start
so
doing ultra running. Just run away
Yeah.
from the fucking AI.
You got to.
Right. There'd be no social media, so technically there'd be no reason to train.
Yeah.
Because there'd be no validation for
Well, you'd have other
posting.
stresses. You'd have other survival
It'd be
stresses.
really hard to virtue signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be heaps of zone 2 cardio. It'd be fine.
Plenty.
Yeah, aerobic
You can always do
energy
that.
systems.
But then you get no validation for it.
You'd also, but you'd be constantly sympathetic. Maybe the zone 2 would sort you out,
Bring you back down.
bring you back down. Yeah,
think it
I'd be
would.
doing so many 90-90s if we were in an
So many-
apocalypse.
In the bunker.
Exhaling. My ribs would never hurt.
90 bunkers.
You would be pain free.
Yeah, look at that training. I'd roast some rubble.
No, just be strong, man. Just picking up things and running with them.
Yeah,
Kangaroos.
maybe I'll find a
Rebuilding
use for
civilization.
Zercher holds.
I think so. They're functional.
It all makes sense now.
It all
all makes sense.
90s into Zercher holes. Into zone
What
2.
what are the people that
This is one of
It
those
was a
moments
thing.
where you say, you know, we touch on a topic and we just glance over it.
Yeah.
And no one knows what
pain.
the fuck we're talking about.
there's enough context. How are we getting there? What are those people?
My back's pumped.
No, yeah, my back's pumped.
Yeah.
What are those people that are like Y2K believers?
Y2K, that was wild. Where they
And
thought
they-
technology was all going to...
2012, and there's people that still
They're,
not what I'm
there's, a,
thinking
there's a
about.
name for them. They're people
There's
who
an-
think the world's going to end. And
Yeah.
they're preparing for
they
it.
prepare for it. There is a name for them, like a
Apocalypse.
specific name.
They're all in
for
America. They
Doomsday.
have
They're doomsday apocalypse,
Doomsday
or
Doomsday, they're
whatever.
called preppers. They're called preppers.
Yeah,
Preppers.
Like
I
they're
feel like there's a
preparing.
more hectic
There's probably
name.
a more
There's
hectic
definitely a more hectic name. But anyway,
Didier's.
should we just turn this gym into like just prep for the apocalypse? Because it's going that way. What about strength culture? Like fear
Powerlifting
of
meets,
death
done.
culture. I don't know. Like I reckon we'll do it. Heaps of Zerchers, sandbags, farms, carries, zone 2.
And just
Get rid of
training
all the
fasted.
equipment.
No
All the
no
equipment.
eating for 4 days.
It'll just be a square space.
And fighting.
We'll redecorate. Yeah,
Fighting.
oh, weapons training.
Krav Maga.
Makeshift weapons though, like sticks. Nothing modern. Like
Tell you what.
Just Krav Maga.
Wait,
That's-
hang on. I got a very. So someone messaged me just randomly, and he said, "Hey man, I just wanted to let you know that I've just started listening to the podcast, but I've come in at episode 78. So Brandon was 79. Episode 78 was the one before that. I can't remember exactly what. And all I messaged back was, man, you got a lot of catching up to do. So in this conversation, just by itself, this guy's probably, he shouts out if you've gone from 78, 79 and now to 80, because
to
you got to
one.
try and catch up to all these inside
I
jokes.
don't know if they're inside jokes.
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. Yeah.
McGov.
Oh, that's not an inside joke, but like I think just
Oh, it sort of
even
is.
no, but even without context,
You get
of
the
all the
Krav
martial
Maga.
arts to teach somebody to teach them Krav Maga, that's a gag in itself.
Why?
Krav Maga? If anyone does Krav Maga, is listening to it. Why?
Is that not a real martial art?
It is a martial art, but I'm just saying of all the
Man,
fucking
I remember
martial
watching
arts,
one of those Discovery Channel videos, and that was the #1 martial art.
according to the Discovery Channel.
who are an expert on all things martial arts.
No, they had an expert martial artist in there, and he was saying Krav Maga.
Yeah, and what is
And then there was all
what
these
his
targeted
martial art
ads on my
choice?
social media afterwards for the Krav Maga place down the road. And I was like, fuck, it's all a big conspiracy. It's all a
I'm
martial
sure
art
that
conspiracy.
guy was a Krav Maga guy, so he had an inherent bias.
He had
towards
biased.
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
Just like you have a bias against it.
Yeah, 100%. But I just have a bias against it.
I do want
It
to
is what
punch.
it is.
You want to punch?
I'd love to. Fucking hoodoo. I want to Muay Thai.
You know that? You know those
I just
things?
want to learn fucking.
Those inflatable dummies, those rubber dummies called Bruce. Maybe we should get one and paint it as a clicker. from The Last of Us.
Beat it.
Just beat the shit out of it.
Oh, they're like the ones that look like a human.
Zombie
Yeah,
training.
they're always like jacked, huge chiseled jaw.
Oh, the
nice
dummies
hair.
that are
the dummies. Yeah.
It's called longevity training, like how to live during the fucking apocalypse.
Yeah.
Are you looking to live out the apocalypse?
Yeah.
I reckon
Are you
that's
looking
an
to bunker
untouched
down?
fad.
I think
and
this
we're
is
living
another-
in
Demographic market.
an age of fear where we could fearmonger
Capitalise
so many
on it.
I
people.
think this is another segment for Channel 31. This create another skit.
Just apocalypse training.
Apocalypse training.
Welcome to our gym. We prepare for apocalypse.
Specificity.
You want a nutrition plan? Yeah, done. Meal 1 mackerel, meal 2 mackerel, meal 3 mackerel.
Meal 4, don't eat for 3 days.
Oh, it's sorted. Boys, don't you write it down.
No more tap water. You got to boil everything. Got to learn to desalinate ocean water.
I reckon we got this.
There was there's a show on I think it's on Binge called Alone. I think I've spoken about this.
It's good. There's an Australian one now on SBS. Oh,
Would you do that one?
no, fuck no.
So that's proper
no.
Survivor. They
That's
have
proper,
10,
yeah.
10 contestants, and they put them like, let's just say like a 20 square kilometer area, and they just like dot them around, and they
Is it
give them
American?
10 items. Yeah,
That was a
American.
Hunger Games.
There's an Australian one now on SBS on demand.
Yeah. They get 10 items.
Thanks, Charlie.
That's the other thing.
Charlie knows about streaming services. No one knows about
No
streaming
one's better.
services like
The
Charlie.
streaming guy.
That one's on big.
Hey, you're probably more across than like Australian television channels than most people I know.
Useless skills.
Channel 7 is premiering this new show at 7:30 p.m. on
He knows
Thursday
exactly
nights.
what year the episode came out, what channel it was streamed on at the time.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it all in
facts.
that fucking brain of yours now.
I do. It's useless junk skills.
Anyway, so back to the show. They got 10 people. They give them 10 items. So everyone chooses very similar items: some rope, some fishing wire, some hooks, some
mackerel, yeah.
some flint, something to chop trees down, a tarp. Like everyone very similar. But every now and then, someone will be like, "I'm taking a bow and arrow," or "I'm taking." Some guy built a sauna once. Like they're crushed, and they just live there for as long as possible. So these shows go for like 100-something days, and they just live off the land and they build shelter. It's wild.
It's
like,
crazy.
Is there a winner?
yeah, the person that lasts longest.
I haven't
But they
watched it
eventually
yet, but I've
start
been-
pulling him out for medical reasons. One woman, her hair was like all falling out. Her fingernails turned to like soft because she had like these like bed sores on her and shit. And she lost like 40% of her weight, and they're like, "We have to take you out." Like,
Is this like recent?
this is a proper
Yeah.
show.
Is-
It's called
Is
Alone.
there some like
They'd have a
fuck-
hectic wave I'd sign, sure.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely,
like,
yeah.
fuck,
Yeah,
The Australian one just came out, and I've wanted to watch
one
it.
guy's
You're
strategy.
probably going to die. You're right with that? Yeah, done.
One guy's strategy was he got as fat as possible before he went in. So he was a survivalist, and he's like, if I'm just carrying more fat, I can last longer. And he was living on rats for like a month, like finding a rat and just eating them. Yeah,
I think that's the word.
That's our new niche.
No, I think that's the word for the apocalypse. Sorry, that's the word.
Okay,
survivalist.
Yeah, not what the fuck did you call it?
I've heard
keeper?
preppers is a thing.
We have to-
Doomsday preppers.
We have
Doomsday
to put
preppers.
an archery thing in the back, an alleyway. So you come in, you do a circuit, and then start practicing archery
whilst you're
tired.
Whilst you're
under fatigue.
That's what Cam Haynes and Joe
fasted.
Rogan do.
Heaps of back pain.
Yeah,
you gotta always
in
do back
extended
pain.
position, focused. And then we'll get moving targets. Oh,
Wild like
actually, no, you
like
don't want to
dodging
shoot a moving
zombies.
target. Let's
I reckon we just kill it.
you want a still target. You definitely
you?
want to shoot.
Why do you want a still target?
Because it's
High
high
percentage.
percentage.
There's no steel targets in the wild.
Once you shoot, that's it. The animal's going to
It's
run.
like building a total.
This is
like building
this is what
turtles.
I know. My very little hunting experience from watching Meat
from
Eater.
all the hunting you've done.
From all watching Meat Eater.
Have you ever done hunting? I feel like you couldn't kill something.
I've killed I haven't killed a mammal yet.
We killed a fish.
I killed a fish. Nah, I could.
Could?
I could, yeah.
You're gonna have to
Because I could because I've thought about it before. Like, if I'm eating, and this, I get a bit frustrated with this. People who eat meat, and myself included, they almost think that meat from supermarket just appears there. Like, then an animal did die. But then as soon as they hear, like Deuce's dad who kills lambs they hear that and they're like, oh, that's, and I'm like, well, what's the difference between the butcher doing it and Deuce's dad's doing it? Like,
It's happening either way.
It's the same.
The butcher doesn't kill.
Well, the abattoir, they kill it.
Some nut in an abattoir.
Well, the abattoir, not the butcher, but the abattoir, they kill it.
Some of those videos. Have you
But
seen
yeah,
some of those videos?
They're fucked.
Yeah, I don't. That's it does bother me. I feel like being a meat eater though, you have to be okay with killing an animal. That's my philosophy. So
Yeah? What are you doing tomorrow?
I would like to kill an animal.
You would like to kill
To
it.
eat.
It's gone from I'd be all right with it to now I'd like to.
I think
Next it's I fucking love it.
Why don't you just go to the farm and kill a lamb?
Well, yeah, no, Deuce's dad. I would like. I've told him before.
That'll be the sacrifice to Satan. Surely,
Baby lamb.
upside down cross in blood on the forehead. Done.
I told Tim. I call him Tim, not Deuce's dad. Tim. That I would like to help do it.
You want to learn.
Well, yeah, just a bit. I think it's the.
We'll throw you in the
Tim,
deep end. See what happens.
That's proper. That's fucking
That's
prepping.
survival,
That's
yeah.
mate. And that'll be the
How did
next
that phone
one.
call go?
Hey,
Tim,
Super
how-
Saiyan archery, slitting a lamb's throat. That'll be A1 archery.
A1 archery.
A2 strangle a goat.
Oh my god!
Apocalypse 101.
God.
Yeah, that's
Boy,
my
Charlie, I'm glad you warmed up to that. Your earlier contributions to a bit how you go.
that's my views on eating meat. I tried the pescatarian thing.
If you're
for a
interested in joining our Apocalypse gym,
Our survivalist preparation training.
DM for coaching.
while. Also, just want to specify that I'm full. Like, I respect everyone's eating choices. If you're vegan and that's your belief, 100% respect it. But
Yep. No, I think
that's just my view. I've never had an issue with anyone's dietary. I just don't like when people force it on you. So like the whole carnivore fad, and they're like, you got to fucking eat carnivore, man. Like
Forcing ain't good.
It's context.
Yeah, vegetables will drop your test.
Yeah, vegetables are low test.
I saw what's Carnivore MD. He was saying that spinach is poisonous to humans. I was like, how did we end up here?
Luke, my brother watches that fucking.
He said, I think he said it was the phylate or something.
Oh, you just throw enough words together.
He's making words up now.
You can make
Phylate don't
it
exist.
Nah,
surely.
phylate definitely. Who was the
enzymes. What are they?
yeah.
No, he said spinach. He had a bag of spinach. He's like, if you're eating this, you're fucking killing yourself. I was like, wow.
We're all gonna die. What you said, man, when this whole like kimchi thing came out, so only fermented. No, what? Apparently, that was the new wave that you could only eat vegetables if they were fermented.
if they were fermented,
and you were
yeah.
just like, in 50 years, we're all gonna die. And that's I just live by. I look at my Papu Yanni. He's 87. He's still smoking. Low stress. We worked it out. It's low stress.
It's not the darts that'll get you. It's the stress.
The stress about fucking
It's not the spinach.
killing you.
The peptamines in the spinach or whatever the fuck they were. Anyway, we're all gonna die.
Yeah. Not us. In the
And on that
Apocalypse
note,
Not
that's
me.
the podcast.
Yeah.
You got your webinar.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, how about you guys? So that was the back
We
pump
didn't even
story.
get to the topic.
How about you guys? What's news with you? Any fun facts happening? Any fun things?
I don't know.
What? I went to the
back's-
Peninsula Hot Springs
back.
on Sunday. That
How was
nice.
it?
Alba?
Nice. Nah, Peninsula. Not Alba. We'll try Alba. We had the present that Deuce got from 2 years ago. You finally used it. It was actually to book in. It took fucking ages. It was booked out for months. Anyway, we went there. It was nice. We got massages, lunch, hot springs, adults only section. No kids. It was nice.
Mad.
We went out to the kid bit. A lot of kids. A lot of kids. Back to the adult only section.
You went to the kiddie pool and complained about the kids.
No, it's not kidding. But there's the general bit is like, your kids are allowed. It was busy, but there is a small adults only section.
Yeah. I'm not a big hot springs massage.
You don't like
facial-
people touching you.
Yeah, I don't. Not at all.
Yeah, I've never got a massage. I don't think I want one.
I love
I
massages.
just don't have the
In
urge.
Bali, they get them daily.
I got
Daily.
a pedicure on Saturday.
Yeah, you love that, Mr.
Is that toes?
Self-care.
That's toes, yeah?
That's toes. Yeah. They shaved some shit.
The cat, they get like the
I
cal.
could not believe what came off my feet, and I'm like,
Bit of aged cheese.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I've had a couple pedicures in my time, and I looked at my mouth. I feel sorry for you. Shit was flying everywhere.
Oh,
They don't care. They love it.
That's it. worse.
No, it was good. It was cool, you brother. There's a lot, brother. Yeah, there is. I'm sorry.
You've gone down 2 shoe sizes.
Where'd you go? The place in Chelsea?
No, in the Glen.
The Glen.
The Glen, yeah. They painted my toes. I got clear coat on my toenails. I'm feeling pretty, boy.
Varnish.
ready to perform.
What was the reason for a pedicure? It just goes.
Have you ever got a pedicure?
I've never had one, no.
I used to get them.
You feel bad after.
I used to get them when I worked at the pantry. We used to go get pedicures.
It's just an activity.
Yeah.
It's just look like it's just a gag. Honestly, it's so stupid. I get it. You feel mad for like 15 minutes afterwards. You're like, oh, that was cool.
One of the nicest activities you can do is a foot massage with a friend.
With a friend.
In Bali, and then you slit a lamb's throat. Me and Claz used to get him in Bali because you can talk.
Yeah.
Like you're next to each other, so you're getting the foot here, relaxing and talking.
Wow.
It's good.
Nice.
And then you slit the lamb's throat. And I wonder if people are going to get upset.
100%.
How? If you eat meat, can't get upset. Sorry.
And if you don't eat meat,
If you don't eat meat, you can get upset. That's fair enough.
so
People are
someone-
like-
Actually, no, you know what? No. No, you can't.
Charlie, it's just like, you
ethically
can't tell
speaking-
someone what they can and can't do.
Well, this is my view. Ethically speaking, if you raised animals on your own farm and you give them a good life and eat, that's a better way. That's better for everyone involved.
Yeah.
I think someone can be upset at the imagery of the lamb's throat getting slit.
They're allowed to get upset, but then
You're allowed to get upset.
It is what it is.
But
Like,
also,
We're starting preparation for the apocalypse now.
yeah, no, I'm
getting
not
comfortable
we're
with
just facing the
ideas.
reality of our fucking
I haven't- no, I'm not-
mortality.
I haven't got an issue with talking shit. I'm just saying, like, someone
20 years
may
time.
or may not. You can, yeah. That's
20 years time when Didier's ripping fucking mackerels' heads off with his teeth, eating raw fish.
The saviour. Didier the saviour.
Nah, I'm not a saviour. I'm saving myself.
Oh, you're a one-man show.
Nah, this is
You're
when the
sacrificing.
politics degree will come back in handy.
Oh yeah, leadership skills.
the
Let's go.
Didierians.
Yeah.
Yeah, rebuilding civilization 101.
Man of the people.
Labour and Liberal.
Would you be down with democracy at that point, or would it be
Nah, just
straight up
fucking
dictatorship?
anarchy. Just fucking
Anarchy,
Yeah, nice.
What's anarchy when there's no government?
No one is
leadership.
your master, no one is your slave.
Anarchy.
Anarchy, yeah. Anarchism. I know that 'cause it's in a song.
Yeah.
Charlie's on one today.
Charles.
It's in a trance song.
Is it?
Yeah.
So when there's like 140 BPM just slamming down your throat, anarchy.
No one is your master. No one is your slave.
What a drag.
Oh, the government are dogs. Fuck the system.
This guy making fun of. I took him to Subculture 2017.
2017.
2017.
Straight away.
April 2017. That's I got all the events timestamped. But
It's all around fucking trance. It's all based on
he was
trance.
walking and telling everyone, I'm having all the fun.
All the fun.
All the fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Haven't been having by Jamie.
I was
He had a
having
good
it.
time. He liked it.
I loved it.
It was good.
I loved it when you're obviously at the front, like it's pretty crowded. It's
Yeah.
it's like a festival. But then you go towards the back of the festival, like the back of the stage, and there's people like passed out on the ground. There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people with like these gloves on, and they're doing these like things in and they're just like, oh my god.
No, bro. It's a war zone.
Yeah, literally, it looks like a war
It's
zone.
a war zone. I used to, when I would go to trance events, I'd go to missions. Like I'd walk in with my mates, and then they'd be like, "Where the fuck were you for 4 hours?" I'm like,
just
doing
started.
missions." But
You had the best time
I
ever.
had the best time ever. But you're walking through the crowd, and you're like, Jesus Christ! like you just walk through the crowd, you step on a person. There's a sea of nothing, and you look down. There's like 100 people sitting on the ground. And you're like, oh my God, what? Stand up.
There's just one, so everyone's standing and there's one person sitting so you can't see them and you just step on them.
And they crack the shits
Yeah.
out of you. Like, it's your fault. There's
man.
chairs everywhere. Go.
The floor is fucking disgusting.
Why are you sitting there?
Chat.
Stand
Yeah.
up.
And then the other thing is like we're at the end of the night or at the start of the morning where they flip the lights on and everyone's just like creatures,
No.
gremlins everywhere. Like, what is going on?
Surely
in
they
here?
turn the lights on to take the piss. Like, you don't need
They know-
to.
they know what
You
they're
go to
doing.
the microphone. Yeah, it's done. Get out of here. Instead of deserted.
I think the
turn the
music
lights on.
stopping is a pretty safe call that it's done.
No, it's
I don't know,
the
man.
lights
Some of these
turn
people
on.
at the back, man, they were. I don't think the music had anything to do with what was going on in their brains. They were in another universe, mate.
Oh, fuck me.
They were meeting black holes and other dimensions. Yeah, they were prepping for something.
Mentally.
It wasn't the doomsday. Absolutely. That was a good time though. They were good fun. They were good fun. Yeah, so nothing else.
Started listening to Trance again.
You did?
4 weeks out, things.
Because I'm 4 weeks out from.
Oh, crazy.
I'm 4 weeks out from push pull run, and I remember the version of me that listened to the most trance was the version of me that trained the hardest when I was like 18,
Choco.
17, just choco. Prepping.
Do you reckon you trained harder when you were 17?
I trained like an idiot.
But it was
I trained
more
like an
effort.
idiot. But it was just like some of the dumb shit that I did. I'm like, man, respect.
There's definitely something to the more you go through that arc of like the more knowledge you get, and we all went there where you become more like, manage this principle and
It's
I can't
ignorance.
do that extra set because that will affect tomorrow. And then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
realize you got to come back to being an actual animal again.
Yeah, it's the meme. It's the inverted U meme with like the idiot on both ends.
Yeah.
Like you just got to train hard, and then there's the data guy in the middle. Like,
And then you become the knowledgeable idiot.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Do you reckon you're at that point now?
Yeah.
Something I was thinking about with that is,
Yeah, 100%.
back in the day, it's always like, oh, big brace hard. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe actually that's not exactly the best cue. But then you come back around, it's like, brace hard. Like, it's just, you've got to brace hard. Like, initially you throw it out with not understanding what you're saying. Now you've thrown it out, probably knowing what you're saying. But there was that middle period, be like questioning things. But it's good. You have to question things. You have to, that's how you learn.
The hero's journey.
Is that the hero's journey? I don't know. I think that's a different thing.
You call it a hero?
The hero.
I think I'm a hero.
So what were you doing at 17?
Just dumb shit, like AMRAP deadlifts like 3 times a week.
I used to do that shit.
Yeah. Just mad. My form was horrendous. Yeah. Horrendous. And I'll be the boys like, hey, you feeling your lower back? Yeah, mad. And it's like
Good stuff.
Yeah, like triple drop sets.
Right in the middle.
Just everything just like super hard. Like super hard.
I reckon Bentley Fitness Centre has seen some casualties for L4, L5 discs.
Oh yeah.
Just
Who was...
Oh yeah, what a place. I had a farmer's carry off with one of the old Russians there. The density of like 40 to 50-year-old Russian dudes at Bentley Fitness Centre who like just knew, like back when you're younger, like you take the piss of what they're doing and then it just turns out you're doing what they're doing like 10 years later.
yeah, absolutely.
they just knew. And like I remember there was one guy, I forgot his name, and I always looked at him
Verkhoshansky?
like, yeah, it was Verkhoshansky. And he'd be always just doing just some weird shit. It was like 70 kilos shredded. And it'll like challenge you to something. You're like, oh, whatever. It's like, we'll do a farmer's carry off. And I had like, I don't know, 30 kilos on him. I'm going to deadlift more than him. But there's just something about that grip. And I remember it was so much fun. You're just maxing out farmer's carry.
Like as far as you could walk.
Nah, like there was a length of like, I think it was like maybe, I don't know, 12, 15 meters.
Yeah.
So you just run it one length and do it and just stack more weight on. And just run it more. And it was just like fun, dumb shit like that at Bentley Fitness Centre. He mauled me, by the way. Absolutely mauled me.
Yeah, there was...
Yeah, he's probably been training farmers carries and you just walked in being like, I've just done AMRAP deadlifts for the 5th time this week.
Yeah.
My back's pumped.
That's true. It's old.
And I feel like grip strength is I feel like that's a man, that's like it's a mature thing.
Yeah.
I feel like no 17-year-old is beating any like fully developed, mature dad strength.
That's been gripping shit.
Yeah.
Fixing cars.
Holding on to his feelings.
Yeah.
Holding on to those emotions. Just
That's the other thing we've been talking. Charlie shits on other competitors who push pull around on the gym floor, and I walk around telling people to push their feelings down.
push them down.
Just push them down, boys.
Push them down.
Just push them down.
Push them down.
You got to shit on them.
Wait, shit on your feelings or shit on people?
Oh, people.
Yeah. Shit on people. If you're a real man, you shit on other people.
No, you project your feelings.
You're
You're a weak dog.
You project your feelings, but then if anyone asks you about your feelings, I don't have none.
So everything you're saying to other people is really how you feel about yourself.
Big mirror.
Big mirror. Yeah. Roomy.
What?
My voice breaks a lot.
Maybe it's a projection.
It does.
It's a projection.
It does. All right. Well,
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
We didn't even touch the topic.
We didn't touch the topic, but I feel like
No, it's a topic. You'll never know.
We went out very hard. I'm actually spent from how much
I'm
fun I've
tired,
had
yeah.
today.
Apocalypse.
had a lot of laughs.
I think I'm proud. I'm just I'm proud of us. 50 minutes, we can just talk.
Hang on,
I thought you were going to say something like really nice. Like I'm happy to be here with you boys. I'd love to get a fun
I'm proud of us. We can talk shit
No, because it's
with
not.
no direction.
I remember when we first started that other. It's like, it's not. It's a skill. We've learned. We've adapted. It's a good skill.
It's really.
Let
This
everyone go do
episode
this.
is really
Wait,
just
so let's
been-
shit on other people. So if any of you listening to this think you can do it, you can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Takes a certain type of person.
Yeah.
It's really
Either have it or you don't.
It's really been Charlie's hour, this one.
It has been.
Charlie's hour. But hang on, I want to come back to, I forgot your name, I'm so sorry, but the guy that messaged me, he started at 78. He also said, I really enjoyed the last 5 minutes, because I think you said at the end of that episode, is anyone still listening? Like that was one of those episodes.
Man, we need to do a Patreon, extra 5 minutes every episode.
Just 5.
Yeah, but then is it the extra 5 minutes? Or is
So
it put on
now-
an extra 5 for the Patreon? So it's actually the first 5 minutes of the Patreon.
Yeah, so it's the first 5 minutes of the Patreon, but you got to be signed up to the Patreon to get that 5
Yeah,
minutes.
but we're not forcing the last last 5 minutes. If we know it's for Patreon, then
No, I'll
it's
tell you what you do is
4-5.
you do a podcast, but then you cut out the last 5 minutes. You don't even think about the Patreon. You just do a podcast.
Or we
when it's
cut
done.
out a 5-minute snippet from somewhere in the podcast, put on the Patreon.
just three-quarters of the way through. Just
You're halfway
I
through
don't
a
know.
story.
I felt something internally.
I don't feel like we can do that.
I felt something
That's too
internally.
sleazy.
That was,
Of
exactly.
course,
That's what I
man.
felt.
We're talking shit. We're not actually going to do that.
Yeah, no, you're a capitalist pig, Didier.
I am. No, I'm anarchist.
He's not. He's an anarchist. There's
Tear the system down.
No one is your master.
There's
No
no
one
such
is your
thing as
slave.
money in Didier's anarchy.
Money's a construct, bro.
All right, we'll slash the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
20.
That I'm all right with.
$20.
But yeah, if you have made it this far, we ultimately really appreciate you.
I like
Thank
the
you for listening.
Discord. I like the next day jumping in the Discord when it's come up.
Discord,
'Cause it
the
gets-
last month has been as active as the Discord's ever been. It's been awesome.
Maybe
in
it's
there.
just a slow burn. The Discord. We just got to keep because the day after the potty, it's funny.
That's the best day.
because you get like 10 people commenting.
People making
about the shit
memes.
that we joke.
I think there's going to be a bit of discourse after this one.
Absolutely. So if you want to continue the discourse, jump in the Discord. But otherwise, we do appreciate you. Thank you very much.
JZ over here.
JZ.
Did the
Zizzle.
Lakers win?
Oh, I'll have to look. LeBron James is on 29 points with a few minutes left in the half. But the 5 stars on Spotify. 5 stars on Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. DM for coaching. If you want to train for the apocalypse, where are you guys? Come to Charlie's archery class. Tuesday,
Archery.
6 p.m.
Start with pullbacks.
If you enjoy the way in which we view and talk about training, I'm going to assume that you'd probably also enjoy the programming and the strategies we use for our clients and athletes here at Strength Culture. You can get free access to all of our programs by using the code podcast through the first link down below, as well as a whole bunch of educational videos where we help you understand and better apply the things that we talk about in the podcast. Again, first link down below, podcast as the code, and your first month is completely free.